Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are watching from today. As you can hear, it's a pretty early morning for me, 8:27 a.m. now for me. Welcome to live coverage here of CRS-33, which is about to launch in, what is it? Just under 18 minutes from now. So everything is looking good for the launch here. Things are preparing. Yeah, everything is going very, very smoothly, it seems, and we're still targeting the on-time liftoff for, I don't even remember. Man, as you can hear, maybe I just woke up maybe 10 minutes ago, something like that, and it has been rough. It has actually been rough. My voice, as you can hear, it's not good. So we're just gonna be here, hopefully giving you the best commentary possible. Of course, I don't really think it's possible because I just woke up 10 minutes. My voice is absolutely smashed down into the ground. So yeah, we are still in the early phase of the countdown. As you can see, we did start a bit later, about 10 minutes later, due to some, because I just woke up. I had to wake up and realize that there was a launch. I didn't even know there was a launch, so I look on the app because I thought there was no launch today, and I see 30 minutes. So I run downstairs and I get everything set up, and that's the reason we're late. So today's launch is scheduled for 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time and 6:45 a.m. UTC. So we should see stage 2 launch load beginning now, and the engine chill will be at T-minus 7 minutes. So we're getting very much ready for this flight. The booster flying today will be B1090. It will be its seventh flight, and it will be landing on the shortfall Gravitas. And it will be a flight 3 for the Crew Dragon capsule, which previously flew on CRS-29 and CRS-26. So it already flew 2 times, and now going to be the 3rd time it will be flying today. And once it apologies there, excuse me. Once CRS-33 returns back, it will be landing on back on in the waters here, and it will be picked up by So today's launch 70% go from what I'm seeing here, so looking good for today's launch attempt, which is good news. Trying to get some stuff here. So we're still what? Just what? Okay guys, I'm just realizing something. What? Wow. So, oh, they just ended their coverage. Why did they? I'm just checking some stuff out because I didn't know there was a launch of an Electron rocket today. I thought that was tonight. What? Oh my god. How did I miss that? Man, come on, man. Are you kidding me right now? This is really... And they just ended their... Why did they? I think... Wonder why they did. Okay. Okay, we're continuing now with the coverage. I was just looking at some launches here, scheduled launches. I did not know there was a Rocket Lab launch. I did know about Starlink Group 70-6, but that was somewhere, so... Even live for it on my channel, so... Not the launch, but... the other stuff. So, everything looking good for the launch, it seems like. Yeah, we're getting very close now to the launch. 11 minutes to go. Yeah. Everything, should be ready now. We're almost ready. Because there's still some steps to be completed before things can start. Many things, actually, so I was wrong. These include engine chill, strong battery tracks, stage 1 and 2, LOX load complete. Falcon 9 startup, tank press, LD go for launch, engine ignition, and then yeah, they lift off eventually. Wow, voice crack. I don't know if you can hear it. I think you can. Yeah, you can hear probably that I just woke up. Yeah, my voice is deep and many voice cracks can happen now. Yeah. Okay, we're just back now. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're looking at live coverage for CRS-33 launch for the Falcon 9 rocket, launch from the Falcon 9 rocket. Now the stream from SpaceX has already started. I can actually show you. They've already started a bit ago now. Yeah, that's not it. Well, that is it, but... Okay. So this is their coverage now. We have this feed as well. This is from a SpaceX clean feed. I like this engine cam. Wow, it's a full cam, but it should be engine cam. What? Oh, that was mini day. Okay. After launch. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back for in just a second. Give me just a few. Give me 1 minute. Let me actually put on the commentary break so you know that I will be back. Okay, commentary will be back shortly. Okay, I'm back, guys. Welcome back to the live stream here. Yeah. I forgot. No. Yeah, that's me. That is me. That is indeed me. So, we're now coming up to T-minus 6 minutes. We believe that engine chill has already started, so that is going well. That is very good. We can even see it a bit. So, we are now just about, yeah. Just about 6 minutes away until they lift off. So you can see the Falcon 9 rocket just getting ready now. Once again, everything is still looking good for the on-time liftoff of 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can see here the Schrombach will be starting to retract now in just 30 seconds, maybe now, I don't know. Awesome shots from the Falcon 9 rockets there. Of course, we're going to listen into the countdown nets shortly.
Could be seeing those clamps.
What the f? Nah. Just coming 4 minutes until the launch. Alright, we see the Schrombach now retracting from the launch vehicle. So that is going very well. Maar hij weet dat toch niet? Dan moet... Sorry for the long break here. We're coming up to 2 minutes into launch, before launch. Everything's still looking good so far. We're soon going to listen into the countdown at the T-minus 30 seconds. Of course, I don't have clean feed audio, so we're just going to stick with what we have. Because the commentators... Oh. Might be...
Now, the tanks are also pressurized using helium.
Never mind. I thought they were going to be quiet for the time being. Now, you can see Stromback has been retracted from the launch vehicle, so everything is still looking good for the launch today. I'm going to remove the countdown slowly soon, and then, yeah, well, I don't think. Alright. There's the external camera we have. So you see the final minute now, minute and a half. We're getting close, guys, to the launch. I'll of course be, yeah, I'll be giving it to, wait, actually. Oh, huh? Okay, 1 minute until launch. So, yeah, let's actually listen in to their feed now. Okay, we're getting close to launch now. T-minus 45 seconds. Let's listen in.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Dragon.
And liftoff. NASA's SpaceX's 33rd Commercial Resupply Services mission is on its way to the International Space Station.
MOD chamber pressure is nominal.
Great call. Is everything nominal, and the vehicle has begun pitching and downrange to begin its journey to catch up to the orbiting lab.
In just a few seconds, we'll be throttling the engines down in preparation for max Q, which is the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure during ascent. This is a critical moment during flight because the combined stresses caused by Falcon 9 accelerating through the atmosphere and the ambient static pressure are...
Falcon power and telemetry nominal.
And good call out there for good telemetry. And that is when the ambient static
Falcon
pressure...
9 is supersonic.
are at their greatest. We also just heard that call out for max Q. Now, to help go from vertical to horizontal, the first stage performed a pitch kick just after liftoff, about 10 seconds into flight, that maneuver known as a gravity turn. The engines gimbal a small amount, and that slowly turns the first stage from going straight up to going horizontal with the help of gravity, and eventually we will be roughly horizontal to Earth as we achieve orbit. Now, the rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and get into orbit. And you can track our progress to orbit by watching the left-hand corner of your display, which is currently showing the first stage velocity and altitude. Now, coming up shortly, we'll have a few events happening in quick succession, starting with MECO, then stage separation, and lastly, SES-1. And we should hear all of these called out by Mission Control. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is the point during the flight where we shut down the 9 sea-level Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Shortly after that, stage 1 and 2 will separate from each other, and the first stage booster will begin its trip back to Earth. And today, the booster will be targeting a landing on our drone ship, a Shortfall of Gravitas, which is currently stationed in the Atlantic Ocean, about 400 miles downrange from the launch site. Finally, second engine start 1, or as
Falcon 9 is on a nominal trajectory.
and good call out there from GNC. Finally, second engine start 1, or SES-1, is when the Merlin vacuum engine on board the second stage ignites. And we should hear this series of events starting in just a few moments.
Stage separation confirmed.
Now 2.5 minutes in. And there you can see the great quick sequence of events, the main engine cutoff, the stage separation of the first stage booster, and that Merlin engine on your right-hand side igniting for the second stage to continue to push the cargo Dragon as it continues on into orbit. Now 2 minutes, a little bit less than 3 minutes into today's flight, still about 5 more to go as it continues its chase upward to catch up to the International Space Station. On your left-hand side, you can see that first stage making its way back to Earth, and that's where they will begin the entry burn here shortly, which we will relight those 3 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage, and that will start with the center engine, followed shortly by 2 others, which is similar to pumping the brakes to slow down a vehicle as it passes back into Earth's atmosphere. And we need to do this to slow down to reduce re-entry forces, which then helps us recover and reuse that first stage. And again, this first stage booster looking to land for the 7th time. Now approaching 4 minutes into today's flight, just shy of halfway into powered flight. As you can see, the continued speed on the right-hand side to climb for that stage 2, and the Dragon spacecraft and the altitude also increasing by the moment. And we'll keep an eye out on that left side, that first stage booster. But there you see that Merlin vacuum engine performing now just past 4 minutes into today's burn. Now for the first stage during the entry burn, Falcon 9 will fire its Merlin engines, but the vehicle is still moving really fast. It causes it to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases, also known as the rocket's plume, and that'll deposit a layer of soot on the vehicle, which is why our flight-proven vehicles for SpaceX look the way they do. And that soot comes off the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses with each flight as the soot builds up over time. But now we're continuing to monitor that second stage Merlin vacuum engine continuing to perform, as we have about 4 more minutes left into today's flight, as it's now climbing well over 10,000 kilometers an hour and reaching an altitude just shy of 170 kilometers. And as you can see on the timeline, we're coming up quickly, about 50-ish seconds away from the entry burn of that first stage booster. You can see the telemetry of that first stage, the speed and altitude as it continues to make its way back towards the Florida coast. But for now, we'll keep our eyes on that second stage Merlin vacuum engine continuing to power the Dragon cargo spacecraft, flying for its 3rd time, delivering a key cargo and supplies to the International Space Station. We're now coming up on about 30 seconds from the beginning of the entry burn as we continue to follow along with that telemetry on the left-hand side of your screen, but front and center is that second stage engine, that Merlin vacuum engine continuing to perform.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
And there you hear the call-outs in reference to that Stage 1 booster still making its way back to Earth with the altitude about 80 kilometers. Stage 2 continuing to perform, now over 15,000 kilometers an hour at an altitude of 195 kilometers above Earth. And here in just a few moments, we'll start hearing more call-outs for those entry burns coming up for the first stage. And there you can see it on the left-hand side.
And there we've got entry burn shutdown on the Falcon 9 first stage.
Both vehicles remain on nominal trajectories.
Now, the Merlins on the Falcon first stage are optimized for sea level, and these achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust each during ascent and descent. At liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power. Now, the single MVAC engine on the Falcon 9 second stage has a much wider nozzle and is optimized to operate in space, producing 220,500 pounds of thrust in vacuum. Now, coming up next, we will start our landing burn on the Falcon 9 first stage in just about 40 seconds from now. Now, the landing burn is the final burn of the Falcon 9 booster, used to reduce the remaining speed of the vehicle for a gentle and precise landing on our drone ship. And we should be hearing that call out in just about 20 seconds from now. As a reminder, we'll be landing this booster on our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
And good call out there. We'll be landing this booster on our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas, currently stationed in the Atlantic Ocean.
Stage 2 FTS has safed.
And there's a good call out regarding our flight termination system. We should be hearing that call out for Falcon 9 first stage landing burn startup in right now. So there you can see it on the left-hand side of your screen.
MVAC shutdown.
And there you saw and heard the call out.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And there you saw and heard the call out for the successful landing of our Falcon 9 booster. Again, this was the 7th launch and landing for this first stage. We also heard the call out for SECO-1, as well as confirmation of good orbit. Now, the Stage 2 vehicle is coasting with Dragon attached, and we're about a minute away from spacecraft separation, set for just a few moments from now, actually, at the T+9 minute and 37-second mark. And we've got a great view of that MVAC engine on the Falcon 9 second stage. Now, as a reminder, this will be this Dragon capsule's 3rd flight to the International Space Station, and it's going to execute a series of additional burns with the Draco thrusters on its way to the station. If you're just joining us, just to recap today's mission so far, we had an on-time liftoff at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time, and everything has proceeded nominally up to this point. At about 2.5 minutes into flight, we saw separation of the first and second stages. That was followed by the successful landing of Falcon 9's first stage on our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, as a reminder, this was the 7th launch and landing for this booster. At about T+8 minutes and 30 seconds, we had a successful second engine cutoff, or SECO-1, and that was followed by confirmation of good orbital insertion. And now we're just waiting for Dragon separation from the Falcon 9 second stage. After that will be the nose cone deployment on Dragon. We're currently standing by for confirmation of Dragon separation from the Falcon 9 second stage, followed by nose cone deployment on the and we have confirmed separation of the Dragon capsule from the Falcon 9 second stage. So I'm now going to be handing you over to Joseph at NASA JSC.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk here. Wow. What a launch that was. That was amazing. Until the last point on where the commentator was very confused. Well, we're gonna end the coverage here. It seems like Dragon has successfully separated from the Falcon 9 second stage, and that will conclude our coverage, or at least for me, it will conclude the coverage. I want to thank y'all for watching today's live stream. I think we'll be back. Oh yeah, we've multiple launches scheduled for tonight and tomorrow, or well, yeah, so tomorrow, at least for my time, going to be 3 launches. Stay tuned, guys, for Starship Flight 10. We are now T-minus 16 hours and 31 minutes. I won't be available for it, but you will be able to see it live here on this channel, so don't worry about it. It's going to be absolutely insane. We're going to have a beautiful launch, hopefully. So yeah, in 16 hours and 30 minutes, stay tuned. Of course, I will be live streaming the NS-35 launch and the Long March 8A launch as well, so stay tuned for these as well. Now we're gonna conclude the coverage here. I want to thank everyone here for watching, and yeah, we will see you for Starship Flight 10.